How you doing? It is the radio guide, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show, brought to you daily right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Before we do get any further in today's show, we are thinking and praying for those on the Florida Panhandle as you please exit to higher and drier ground with the impact of Hurricane Michael that is in your path and direction. With that being said, we'll go into today's episode. We do want to remind you that we're in the middle of our listening partner drive. You can become part of the solution here to help us keep things moving right along here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Simply visit the website at obnradio.com and click on the PayPal button and become a listening partner today. And of course, our Twitter and Instagram handle is the Mike Prince Show. It's all running together. Well, of course, we know we're on the aftermath of Fred Washington being named athletic director for Prairie View A&M University. We are still working on lining up that interview to make sure that we get you the words from the new man in charge, second time around, Mr. Fred Washington. This, of course, is a huge week for SWAC football, in particular that of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, as they will open up their season home opener against the Southern Jaguars. Kickoff time is scheduled for 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. They'll be taking on a very desperate Southern Jaguar team led by Coach Dawson Odoms. And with that being said, it is no question that Coach Odoms is on the hot seat at Southern University. Right now, with Odoms being on the hot seat, coming off a bye week, just as the Panthers are coming off their bye week, it should be a very intriguing matchup to see how the Jaguars would come out, in particular in the first couple of series of this contest. They've been struggling on the offensive side. Defense has been pretty solid and consistent, but it'll be very interesting to see if anything has been added to the repertoire of the Southern Jaguars to help Coach Odoms maintain his job at Jag Nation. Another interesting game that will be taking place in the Southwestern Athletic Conference will feature the Alcorn State Braves and the resurgent Alabama A&M Bulldogs, led by Connell Maynard. Of course, you were able to hear Coach Maynard last week here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network and talking about how the Bulldogs are turning things around in spite of the opposition that they've been facing. A very good story and take from Coach Maynard's perspective. You can go back to the archives and check things out for yourself there at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Of course, our MEAC game of the week is going to feature FAMU taking on North Carolina A&T. A very dramatic game building up, but there's also the back burner of things building up now with Hurricane Michael in the path of Tallahassee, Florida area. The Rattlers will be on the road, but it still has an impact with some things as they're going to have to kind of speed things up before they head out toward Carolina. And a lot of people may not realize, but athletes, coaches, they all have routines and things that they're accustomed to doing to get them into the rhythm to build up. So this kind of disrupts the flow of everything for Rattler Nation. But I'm pretty sure Coach Willie Simmons will be able to keep the guys focused. As a matter of fact, he gained some much gained experience just dealing with Hurricane Harvey last year with PV Nation. So I'm pretty sure he'll take that up into consideration and move the Rattlers forward for that huge MEAC battle between North Carolina A&T and the FAMU Rattlers. Now, we'll give you our picks of that game and our picks of the other two games within the Southwestern Athletic Conference later on throughout the course of the week. Now, to get into the main meat of today's show, there is always whispers and rumors floating around, in particular when coaches are on the hot seat. And the latest one that I thought should be at least worth hearing out if you're PV Nation in particular, and I'll get to that in just a moment. Of course, we know that Coach Dawson Odoms is on the hot seat at Southern Nation. And Jag Nation is truly, truly upset that they can't get over the Alcorn hump. Even doubly frustrated about the results they've had with Grambling Nation of late. So it has been floating that the importance of this week's game between Prairie View and Southern for the sake of Coach Odom's coaching career at Southern University and the results of the Bayou Classic at the end of the year to take on Grambling State Tigers. Now, if you're unaware, there's been a huge donation of financial support and resources to Southern University Athletic Department in the sum of $10 million. And the side note for that was to do whatever you have to do to draw Coach Dooley to come back to Southern. It's just a whisper, and whispers happen when people are on the hot seat. Now, the impact is this. Wow. Wait a minute. Dooley just got here. He can't be getting ready to leave. This is business. That's why you have contracts. That's why you have buyout clauses. That's why you play the games out. Not saying that any indication that Dooley is ready to leave PV. But anything can happen in the world of business. So it's going to be a very intense game from both sides of the field. Of course, PV Nation wanting to keep the driver's seat, wanting to be able to run down the back road of the western side of the Southwestern Athletic Conference with the leading to hopefully the Celebration Bowl, to which prior to that you have to go to the Southwestern Athletic Conference Championship, which would be in Birmingham, Alabama. Isn't it ironic that the last time the Panthers won the championship, 2009, was in where? Birmingham, Alabama. Very interesting to see how this will unfold. But needless to say, both teams play to win. Both coaches coach to win. And of course, this will not be something on the front side if you're Coach Dooley, but it's definitely something on the front side if you're Coach Odoms. I've got to do whatever it's going to take to make sure that my team is prepared to do what needs to be done to win not only this game, but to theoretically try to win out the rest of the season. Meanwhile, PV Nation still riding high off of Grambling State's victory. Come in, get settled, take care of business against Southern, then you just keep easing on down the road toward Birmingham. Now, if you've been keeping up with the world of Southwestern Athletic Conference football in particular, we know the coaching tree in which Eric Dooley got started. That was under the legendary Pete Richardson. Yes, he was a ball player for Eddie Robinson. He graduated from Grambling, but he got his coaching expertise, his coaching teething, if you would, under Pete Richardson. And sources have indicated more than one time of the adoration that Coach Dooley has for Southern University. Yes, he is PV's spot the ball coach right now. But remember, this is business. And regardless of how you want to look at it, if you don't even want to look at it, that's fine too. You're entitled to that option. But it is never, ever personal. It's going to always be business. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, huge game coming up this weekend between PV and Southern. Huge game coming up this weekend between Alabama A&M and Alcorn. Huge game this weekend coming up between FAMU and North Carolina A&T. Want to open up the phone line to you to call in on our 24-hour message line at 713-570-6736. You can leave your thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns, and we'll be sure to play them back for you right now. Don't forget to visit our website at obnradio.com. Become a listening partner today for as little as 17 cents a day. That's $5 a month, $60 a year. Your donation can and does make a difference. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network, and our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram handles are The Mike Prince Show, all running together. I'm out of time right now, and I must exit stage left. But until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.